අයිබෝවන් සුබ දවසක් සියලුම දෙනාට. ඉතින් අද දවසේ අපි විශේෂයෙන්ම කතා කරන්න යනවා ලංකාවේ මේ වන විට ඇති වී තියෙන ආර්ථික අර්බුදකාරී තත්ත්වයක් එක්ක පෝෂණ අර්බුදයක් ඇතිවීම තියෙන නිසා අපි ආරාධනා කරා ඉන්දියාවේ මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් සිටින විශේෂඥවරියක් වන සැලෝමි යසුදාස් මහත්මියට. Thank you very much and very good morning to you all. And today we are going to discuss about, because Sri Lanka is currently facing economic crisis. As a result of that, actually it is converting to gradually nutrient crisis in local people. So therefore, actually I invited to Salome Yesudas. Actually she's one of expert in India. So I would like to actually give a brief, very brief introductions about her. Actually, she's Salome Yesudas actually is Telangana, India. Today, actually, we are going to discuss about local food system, how we can use local food system to face malnutrition in South Asian countries. Actually, she has more than 30 years experience regarding local food, traditional foods, and uncultivated and underutilized food. So I think that knowledge of this lady is actually highly helpful to Sri Lanka today, because now we are gradually facing some nutrient crisis due to economic crisis. Actually, she is one of popular community workers of India. So I would like to invite her. Please, Madam, share your experience and knowledge with Sri Lankan community. So, because I think it will really helpful us to face this nutrient crisis we are gradually facing these days. Madam, you can start.
Thank you. Can you share the screen, please? Screen share.
Yeah, okay. Now can you share, I think?
Yes, thank you. As you can see, local food systems and extension system is today's topic, and how we can do the best out of what we have, rather than searching for what we don't have. So, like, when we look at our food basket, we know that minimum diversity among young children. I just gone through Sri Lankan reports, and I gathered some information which you might also know, but still I thought of giving some glimpses of what is the status of the Sri Lankan dietary situation and the nutrition situation. So dietary diversity among young children in Sri Lanka is constrained by unavailability or unaffordability of diverse diets. And also, when I saw agriculture, identify and select nutrient-based or micronutrient-rich crops is also one of the things for the school and home gardens for improved nutrition. And I also saw that dietary diversity, to improve the dietary diversity through effective implementation of Sri Lanka's food-based dietary guidelines. So that is also one of the strategies I think the government has made. Then I also saw that mitigate the effects of climate change on agricultural production and cost of nutritious foods through climate-smart agriculture approaches. And then food industry, how fortification of staple foods can come into the picture. And then social protection, expand the current school meal program for primary schools to universal coverage and for the cover adolescents in secondary school, etc. So these are some of the strategies that are the plan of action that the Sri Lankan government is thinking of or taking as a guidelines or a base or a foundation for their nutrition program. And when we look at their food pyramid, which was recommended also, we can see, but this is a very ideal and very good as of theory, but we need to translate this into our practical, overcoming practical constraints. We have to see that this delicious, beautiful, and also diverse food pyramid can translate into poor man's day-to-day meals or on daily basis what they eat. So, taking on this background with both these slides, guidelines, and the pyramid, we can look into what is the uncultivated food and what is its important. So, uncultivated food is nothing but which we gather from forests or neighborhoods, or from hedges, farms, wastelands, water bodies, roadsides, whatnot, river banks, or any small pond. So whatever is coming out as the food with the minimum human effort and also minimum human interference. For example, we can see that uncultivated food comes from cultivated crops also. For example, drumstick. Drumstick plant we grow mainly for the purpose of getting the drumsticks out of the plant. But at the same time, the flower and the green leaf also edible. In this way, Susbenia grandiflora also, the tender leaf and the flower are very delicious and nutritious. So we can give so many examples in this way. And actually, the FAO also recognized these uncultivated foods. And as you can see, from 91 countries, we have around 4,000 uncultivated wild food species that are available. And uncultivated food is not only vegetarian, plant-based, but we have insects, snails, fishes, crabs, and reptiles, birds, animals, so on and so forth. So we have variety of foods that are available from the system. And what are the uses? Why should we talk about uncultivated food when the whole world is going round and round on cultivated agriculture, nutrition sensitive agriculture, or intensive agriculture, sustainable agriculture? So many agriculture systems are there. Though among all this, why do we talk about uncultivated foods? Because usually they are safe, non-chemical, either in production or in the process also, and available around the year as a diverse foods and as per the seasons. And they are relatively free or low cost because they are accessible to marginalized communities. That is the poorest of the poor, also mountain dwellers, also river where coastal line people. So these are more accessible to the most disadvantaged communities. And also very equitable access, and also diverse kinds of foods are available. As I have already mentioned, you can gather these foods right from plant kingdom and also animal kingdom. And also these are packed with micronutrients, some of them proteins also. So later we can see the nutritional values of these foods also. And they are free from adulteration. And when consumed without any much processing, that means if you don't convert them into packed food or something else, they're very, very delicious and free from pollution and adulteration. And link to the traditional and local knowledge. Once you know any plant or any kind of mushroom or any tree or any herb which is edible, you will have a respect for that plant. And you will start to conserve the plant. That is how, if you know the medicinal values, fodder values, food values of a particular wild food or particular uncultivated food, definitely we'll have respect towards that and we will start conserving that. Then link it to the traditional knowledge. And if you know, you have, see, once a plant lost means all the associated knowledge, how to gather it, how to cook it, how to protect it, how to regenerate it. All these things are lost. All this wisdom associated with that plant is lost. And also some of the plants, some of the grains, some of the birds, insects are very, very attached to the people's customs and traditions. Some are very important at the marriage time. Some are very important at the time of young girls attaining puberty. Some are very important for milk production for lactating mother. So there is so much wisdom and knowledge associated with these plants. Then resistant and tolerant to the stresses. We know that climate change is one of the major issues today we are facing, and thankfully these are a little bit comparatively resistant to these changes. And also, if you gather very rare items like mushrooms in a particular month, or a particular tuber, or a particular honey, if it is a neem-based honey from the neem plantation, where neem plantation is more, that honey costs more than other honeys, general honeys. So like that, we have a small income also. And it is also intimately linked to the local socio-cultural traditions and food systems. And I have done a lot of research on this, because we can romanticize any topic, giving stories and adding a lot of associated knowledge and wisdom around it. But in the mainstream, and to popularize it, we need an evidence-based evidence-based testimonials are very, very important. So what we have done is we collected some of the important uncultivated foods that come up in our Telangana region, and we analyzed them with the National Institute of Nutrition, which is a apex body for nutrition in India. And then we have all given the nutritional values and prepared the seasonal calendars. See, when we say they are around available around the year, what is the evidence? Here is the evidence. We prepared a seasonal calendar for uncultivated greens, which this is only for herbs. I'm talking only about the herbs and weeds. Like this, we can prepare for fruits, for flowers, for tubers, for animals, for fishes. For every uncultivated food as a group, we can prepare this kind of calendars. This is only one example. So in the June, it is less 32, and the maximum comes once the rains, 1 month after the 1 month of rain in July, September, August, October, November, December. So around the year, you find somehow or other how around 30 varieties of uncultivated foods which are edible. And then we can also see that there are some nutritious plants and flowers which have maximum amount of micronutrients, vitamin C, calcium, zinc, manganese, magnesium. All these are what can I say, we have analyzed and then documented hundreds of uncultivated food recipes across the country, because maybe you can identify the food, from where it is accessible, but if you don't know how to eat and how to cook deliciously, it will not get popularized. So we also documented the uncultivated food recipes. And many of these are just thrown out of the field if you don't have that wisdom to collect them as a food, as a fodder, as a fiber, as a medicine, as a fertilizer, as a fuel wood. So there are a lot of functions associated with these weeds. Once we know, then only we can have respect for them. And also, as we already said, they also fetch a very high income also in certain periods. Maybe it may be a small interval, but in that particular interval, it will fetch very high price. And here is the nutritional value of uncultivated foods. Fiber, calcium, phosphorus, iron, beta-carotene, vitamin C. You can see vitamin C values in a triple digit. Usually vitamin C values always will be double digit only. But uncultivated foods are very rich, and don't bother about the local names here. Actually, in the international publications, we have given the scientific name also. So it is very easy, and they are very similar to Sri Lankan uncultivated foods also. Across actually Thailand, up to Thailand, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, all of these nations, subcontinents, have similar or same uncultivated foods available. So you can always access this information as I have given here. And we have also analyzed vitamin A and vitamin C, especially to get, because vitamin C is associated with the resistance and to the it will fight the diseases and will protect us. And also vitamin E associated with our vision and normal health and skin health, all those things. That is why we thought of specially analyzing from the soils also, different soils. Majority of our soils belongs to these two categories, black and red. So we have done this also, and we found that red soils have more vitamin C than slightly more. We cannot magnify this, but slightly more on red soils. And also not only on the fields and neighborhoods, but also we have done a lot of work with the forest. As you can see, forest food book, forest as a food producing habitats. And I have also given this link where you can download the book. And through this study, we have literally documented engaged and trained our field assistants. They literally sat at the entire day with the tribal people, that is from indigenous communities in 2 districts of Odisha, and documented what they are consuming according to the weighment method, and found out that 20 to 40% of the food comes from the forest even today. This was conducted in 2014 and 15. So the question is, okay, everything is good. We have wisdom, we have knowledge, we have a lot of documentation books available. So what to do? Okay, so what can we do? One is we have to prepare a food list for uncultivated foods. 1 second, I'll just come. So prepare a list of uncultivated foods, and also and rank them according to people's perception. That means we can engage local people and ask them to rank according to their perception. That is availability, accessibility, taste, or any toxin is available are present in that food. So all those things we can always check. And then segregate into go, grow, and glow foods. Go foods means energy giving foods. That is tubers, grains, non-vegetarian food, oils, fats and oils, all those comes into go foods. We can always go for grow foods. Grow foods means proteinous foods. Any dals which are uncultivated, and also all the non-vegetarian foods are also, we can say that grow foods. And all the greens, vegetables, flowers, and fruits can go as a glow foods, because if your microvitamin content is right, you will have a glow. You need not go for any other external beauty aids. So if you have go food, grow food, and glow food, you will be in excellent, perfect health. Then prepare charts, posters with pictures as shown in the examples, and bring out recipe demonstrations, discussions with existing groups, and also all programs at village level which will be low cost with the high impact. That also we can do. And then what is the role of extension services to discuss? To incorporate traditional food session in all training programs of agricultural extension service staff. So we can have one session, mandatory session, to familiarize the staff. Whatever may be the training program, we can include this. And also field walks with elderly to gain a practical knowledge and supply IEC material, informative, educative, and communicative materials for dissemination in absolute local language. That is also very, very important. And the nutritional values of traditional foods and their functions in simple text. We need to demystify the scientific language. If you say you eat 100 grams of tubers, who will weigh 100 grams of tubers? So it is not like that. You can say 1 cup or something like that. So that is how we need to get into the local language. Local language doesn't mean translating into the suppose from English to Tamil or Sinhala, but within the local language, we need to demystify the measurements and all those things. Okay. And commercialization. Commercialization is a very, very sensitive matter. It's a very case sensitive. And it is, I think, the best people to think about the commercialization is local people. And local people as a village, as a whole, they have to decide, because otherwise it will lead to extinction of that particular species. Because if you don't leave for regenerating, they will be at the brink of the extinction. And also, for example, mahua and certain gums, honey, some of the roots and tubers with high value may have fruits also, processing, pickling fruits may have very high value, and we need to think about them. And harvesting techniques should be preserved. The traditional harvesting techniques should be preserved as it is. And modernization and fast food forward techniques do more harm than good, I feel. That is why we need to go by traditional techniques, both in collection, preservation, and also in recipe or product development. And you can label them as ethnic food or niche foods, and you will have a big market rather than competing with modern foods which have established markets for themselves. And also how to involve our youth and children. That's a very, very important segment of the population. So through film shows, WhatsApp messages, quiz and drawing competitions, and also walk through neighborhoods with elders to identify the edible foods, food festivals, and recipe displays and all, seed collection. As a hobby, we can encourage our children to collect seed, and photography competitions and film clipping competitions. All those things we can always make. And also to know more about this, I have given some examples. And also now I would like to share a few examples before I close. One of the examples is how to prepare a chart. See, this is how to prepare a chart for prevention of anemia. So anemia is caused because of the deficiency of iron-rich foods, vitamin C-rich foods, and folic acid foods. So we collected what are all the cultivated and uncultivated foods, and how can we prevent anemia by eating these foods. So this is a poster prepared by locals with the help of the nutritionist. In the similar way, we can always do foods that we can eat in summer. What are the go foods, grow foods, and glow foods? So summer season also, usually it is we say that their foods are not available, but here we can see. In the same way, we prepared a poster for summer season. This is for rainy season, okay? And this is for winter season. So for the 3 main seasons, we have prepared posters using cultivated and uncultivated foods pictures for according to these 3 categories. And we can encourage our children, our families to cook these foods when they are planning their own menus. And also, and this is the book I am talking, so you can always download. And there is another one book which is very, very important. This is a bilingual book. I'll just show you, run through it. One page I wanted to show. we made it bilingual. This is Telugu version. And in the second page, it is English. You all know Avisa, that is English name is Agadi, and the scientific name is Susvenia grandiflora. The nutritional components. Okay, it's very rich in, you can see, calcium, phosphorus, iron, beta carotene, and vitamin C. The leaf contains this many virtues. It's like a capsule. And also the flower also, I don't know whether in Sri Lanka you eat the flower or not, but in India they also eat the flower. You can see even in flower also we have some calcium and other elements also. That is how we need to encourage our children to get into these things. And also I want to show very recently we asked the children to have a competition, and these are all collected from the children only. They have written what are the uncultivated foods you eat or you get. So they gave, some people wrote in English also, some people draw the fruits and these things, and we had a competition for them, and we have encouraged the children to go as a competition. And then you can see all the fruits they listed and the drawings, and judges gave them prizes also. This is very recent. I think it is in month of October. So that is how we need to mainstream these things. Thank you. And I think I am on time.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. It is a lot of comprehensive presentation. Actually, this most of your experience you work with Indian community. So I have actually 2-3 questions to clarify again with you. So one thing is actually when 3 C's you discuss actually in your articles, they are also conservation, consumption, and commercialization. So if you go for commercialization, will it generate another problem for local community related to environment or something?
Yes. Actually, once you start commercialization means we have to be very, very careful, because people come and buy from us and they will make a product out of it and they will sell for enormous prices. And once they know, this happens with especially with the forest foods. For example, in India, mahua, suddenly it became a table food and a restaurant food. One way it is good, but actually the locals are not getting that high price. And also now they started selling everything to the market.
Okay.
Previously, it is their own food. They used to extract oil. They used to preserve it, all those things. So we need to be little careful before we jump into commercialization.
Yes, yes, of course. Another thing is actually
But there is every chance as an economic activity, we have to estimate and see how we can do it.
yeah.
Do you have farmer producer organizations?
Yeah. In Sri Lanka, it's there.
Then through them, you can think over it.
Yeah.
Because it is only farmers and they know their local situations.
Yeah. Another thing is actually the traditional knowledge is actually is really we are losing, because the most of the Asian communities our elders are actually not much engaged with youth, and the youth are not much very happy with to eat the local food. So how we can capture the local traditional knowledge, and how we can encourage youth to eat more on local foods, because it is more healthy foods.
Yeah. One example is bakery. Bakery foods are highly popular anywhere in the world. No. So bakery foods are very bad to health because of 5 things. It is full of sugar, full of refined flour, full of baking powder,
Yes.
and full of fats, which are not good for health, and also salt. All the bad fives, which we have to limit, are exclusively present in the bakery foods. So
Yeah.
among these, we can replace with good fat, vegetable oils, and millets. Actually, now we are making so many bakery items, bread, biscuits, cookies, all those things. So let us, you can experiment how you can incorporate into bakery. That is one thing. Second thing is, there are many traditional things available. I always give this example, pickles. We don't use any chemical in our pickles, only salt, chili and sugar, oil. With this, we can preserve our food for 2-3 years, no?
Yeah.
Pickles.
Yeah.
So why can't we apply such principles? I'm sure our elders have a lot of information with them, drying method, or making wafers, making chicky type things. So I think we have to look into, first collect traditional recipes and see how you can modify them.
Yeah. The other thing is how we can utilize the local extension systems to promote the local food and utilize because it is one of main critical part of the extension officers in the field.
First thing is, we should give a thorough training programs, like refreshing courses to the extension service people. And also they themselves should have some confidence and some knowledge around these uncultivated foods. At least desktop review or walkthroughs, walking in the fields. Whenever they are in the field, you can always ask them to maintain one diary, one page of uncultivated food, so that they collect the information on regular basis. They themselves collect, document and validate, they themselves, with the elders of the village. It looks, once you get into this, it doesn't look as a burden. It looks as a very good research, very interesting part of research. That is one thing. And regular refreshing courses, interactive sessions, or Zoom meetings, or this type of things, and also giving them easy material. So that in turn they can go and use them, like posters I have given you, and books. You can immediately translate that book into Tamil and Sinhala. It is open source, published by FAO. Nothing to bother. Just you can say source, FAO source. That's it. So there are other publications also I can immediately give, and you can translate and use it for your own use.
Thank you.
So. So already there are so many available materials. We need not go research and reinvent. Maybe we can make a core group and do it refreshing on a 3-month basis or 6-month basis. We can supply something like that.
Yeah. That's a very good idea. Other thing is a very last question. So what are the challenges you face with working with local people when you promoting the local food and uncultivated food?
Yeah, exactly. Two things. One, many people discourage. They will say, nobody is eating, Amma. What is that? You are talking all nonsense. Like that they will say. But you should not be belittled or discouraged by that kind of discouragements. But instead, you will find some people who are really know the worth and loving. So in the villages, if you organize food exhibitions, you can ask our friendly village people, please bring all the raw foods which are available in your forest, in your neighborhoods, from your ponds, from your rivers and all. And if you put a village level exhibition, either in a community hall or in a near hospital or school, even we can engage school children also in this. Once you put up the show, the huge variety and the amount will surprise they themselves. This much we have in our village. Really. So the discussion starts. So from that you can generate the discussion. Anytime aggregating anything, see, we used to do self-help groups. When we ask men and women, this is, I'm talking about 25 years back, when the self-help movement just started. They used to say, we don't have any money. Then we used to tell, okay, we'll make an economic calendar. So you get 30 rupees per day. That time I'm talking, okay. 30 rupees. Out of 30 rupees, let us see one day expenses. For matchbox, 50 NP. For BD, I mean, BD is a kind of a cigarette.
Yes.
For that, 2 rupees. So, 250 rupees going, 2 rupees 50 NP going for this. And tea, 2 rupees. So, like that, we used to aggregate. And then what we used to do is, okay, per day, 2 rupees. So, per month,
60 rupees.
60 rupees. Per year, it goes into thousands. Then we'll say, see, every year you are wasting this much 1,000 rupees. And can't you save 5 rupees a month and you will get week, you will get for every month, you will get 20 rupees. When you aggregate things, that the impact is completely different. If you look at 50 NP, it is only 50 NP. If you look at 50 NP per year, it makes how much? Same thing with the food. Immediately their mindset changes. And they will get a respect out of their own food also. That's
right.
So this is one way. I mean, I'm not telling that this works in every village, but I'm telling these are certain ways.
It should be adapted according to the situations.
To start with, yes, exactly.
Yes.
And you yourself will get so many innovations. You will get back to me and say, we are doing better than your methods. That will I will expect that from all my lectures or with the interactions. You should come up with better ways, actually.
Okay. Right. With that, actually, I would like to thank you to our invited guest, Mrs. Salome Yesudas. We share experience and knowledge with us. I think Sri Lankan can use this knowledge to face this economic and nutrient crisis. Once again, thank you very much, Ms. Salome Yesudas, join with us. I think we can in future also we can arrange this kind of Zoom meeting and share your experience and share your network with Sri Lanka. It will help us to face this nutrition crisis. Then thank you very much for accepting my invitations and sharing your knowledge and experience with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm really very happy. And I'm always available, and I will share all the materials through email also, so that you can translate and use them for the benefit of the company.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good day.
Okay. Bye.